Lesson 14. Tolerance. You can do it if you believe you can. There are two significant features about tolerance. First, intolerance is a form of ignorance which must be mastered before any form of enduring success may be attained. It is the chief cause of all wars. It makes enemies in business and in the professions. It disintegrated the organized forces of society in 1,000 forms and stands like a mighty giant as a barrier to the abolition of war. It dethrones reason and substitutes mob psychology in its place. Second, intolerance is a chief disintegrating force in the organized religions of the world, where it plays havoc with the greatest power for good there is in this earth. By breaking up that power into small sects and denominations which spend as much effort opposing each other as they do in destroying the evils of this world. Sometimes we judge people based off our experience. We judge others based off perception or what we have been taught at a young age. You may have grown up thinking a certain religion believes in terrorism. Your society, your family, friends all believe this, which led you to believe the same or take it as a norm. As you grow and meet people from this religion, you already have this judgment towards them, and it takes time for you to realize the truth. We have all heard stories of others, but never judge or believe those stories until you see for yourself. There's a physical heredity and a social heredity. Social heredity came to us from the effects of our environment and early training. Our conception of religion, politics, economics, philosophy, and other subjects of a similar nature, including war, is entirely the result of those dominating forces of our environment and training. The three great organized forces through which social heredity operates are the schools, the churches, and the public press. When this is forced upon a young child until the ages of become a teenager, you have already shaped the mind. Just like war in the past, Japan, Germany, and Russia have done well teaching their young generation on what they must teach to grow the minds of the people to support its country. Example, here in the USA, war memorial sites with great statues that stimulate the young minds of how heroic these soldiers were. It is to attract the young generation and to show honor to those who fought for this country. There's nothing wrong with this. We have many heroes who deserve to be recognized, but the country also profits from creating more soldiers by marketing heroes. Think differently. Germany teaches their kids all the great things about their country, same as Russia and same as Japan, being very disciplined with their children. We all don't have the same education system. We all have the education system which makes sense to its economy and its country. Men long ago would overcome another by being the strongest one. This is physical heredity. Soon time came when men realized that they can partner with others to become strong and create tribes which turn into states and then turn into nations. People join these groups for their best interest. Would you purposely move to a nation of violent crime and a survival rate of being very low? You will look for better options before doing so. The reason we discuss social heredity and physical heredity is because we will tie this to war and show how people are tolerant. We discussed physical heredity a minute ago, describing how men could overtake another man based off their strength. This is also profitable for men who are strong during war. Now, social heredity comes into play, and we discussed how the young generation look up to war. How do we abolish war? How do we create war to be a negative thing so that there isn't any war? Any plan to abolish war to be successful depends upon the successful coordination of effort between all the churches and schools of the world for the avowed purpose of so fertilize the minds of the young with the idea of abolishing war that the very word war will strike terror in their hearts. We must show through social heredity as children grow how bad war is. This will deter war in the future as generation of greater individuals will not believe in violence. During war, people will stand next to black, white, Muslim, Chinese, Christian, Jews, all sorts of people to focus on one agenda. If they could put aside their intolerance long enough to fight for their lives, why can we not do the same as we all fight for a higher standard of ethics? We learned from the World War that cooperation and tolerance are the very foundation of enduring success. Women play a key role in social heredity. It's the mothers, the wives, the girlfriends who can shape a man or a young boy at an age. Through its conversations and teachings, mother can nurture violence or peace. Obviously, the environment has an effect on the child, but a mother's bond can be created so strong it will deter the negativity from the environment itself. Although the environment's exposure will still have a limited impact, we all play a role on our children, and our parents have played a role on us. Deciding which school, which religion, which is right or wrong, all have shaped us to shape others as well. The enlightened ones will take a step and realize from right and wrong through their own decisions. Take the lessons of this course and put it together as you reflect. If you own a business, if you're self-employed, or even if you work someplace, just remember that children are the future. If you own a bank, make a separate play area just for the children. If you work in retail, show interest to the child as you will gain the attention of the parent. If you're thinking of creating a business, anything related to children will be great as you are providing for the future. There will always be children. They will always need toys and educations and activities as they grow. How do you support this? Parents won't always give their kids technology devices. Kids need something tangible, crayons, paper, activities to stimulate their minds, something they can touch, feel, smell, taste, and even hear. This improves the motor skills as these activities will always be necessary. Attract the children and you will attract the parents. If nations can build soldiers off war to order, bending the minds of their young in the direction of war, businessmen can build customers to order through the same principle. Books and lessons in themselves are of but little value. Their real value, if any, lies not in their printed pages, but in the possible action which they may arouse in the reader. The chief object of this course, and particularly of this lesson, is to educate more than it is to inform, meaning the word educate, to deduce, to draw out, to develop within, to cause you to use the power that lies sleeping within you, awaiting an awakening hand of some appropriate stimulus to arouse you to action.